Chloe, this story, it's about the bottomless pit of human greed. It's so cruel and calculated, it might give you chills the whole time you're listening. It was May of 2011, a few days before Parents' Day in Korea. A woman, let's call her No Jin-ah, an alias, was lingering in front of her ex-husband's family home. Even though they were divorced, she was known to be very respectful, visiting them on holidays. She quietly went inside, placed a few bottles of a health drink she'd brought as a gift into the fridge, and left. A few days later, tragic news broke. Her ex-husband had taken his own life by drinking a beverage from that fridge. A bottle of pesticide was found in the house, and it looked like he had made a desperate choice because of his debts. No Jin-ah cried more than anyone at the funeral, and everyone around her offered their sympathies. It was a year later, No Jin-ah found a new love and remarried. It seemed like she was finally on track for a happy life. But then, one day, her new husband collapsed, clutching his chest. The diagnosis was pneumonia from an unknown cause. He was in and out of the hospital, seeming to get better, then collapsing again. After the third time he was admitted, he passed away. Not long after, her mother-in-law, who lived in the same house, died from the exact same pneumonia-like symptoms. A terrible tragedy striking one family in such a short time. Everyone felt sorry for her. But there were people watching this tragedy with different eyes. It was an insurance company's Special Investigations Unit, the SIU. They noticed a suspicious pattern in the massive insurance claims filed under No Jin-ah's name. The claim from her first husband's death was for nearly $500,000, and now there were claims for her second husband and mother-in-law. It was a perfectly composed pattern of tragedy. The SIU immediately requested a police investigation, and the case was assigned to a famously persistent detective. Let's call him Detective Lee, an alias. The detective met with the second husband's sister and heard something strange. Right before my mother passed, she tried to drink a health drink my sister-in-law, No Jin-ah, gave her, but spat it out saying, "Ugh, why does this taste so bad?" She also said the cap didn't make that pop sound when she opened it. The possibility of poisoning. Alarm bells went off in the detective's head. At that very time, No Jin-ah was sitting alone in her kitchen in the middle of the night. Like a pharmacist preparing medicine, she precisely measured rice flour on a scale. Then she took out a small brown bottle from the back of a cupboard, a bottle labeled Gramoxone. She dropped a tiny amount of the blue liquid onto the rice flour, kneaded it into a dough, and secretly laid it out on the roof the next day to dry in the sun. It was to get rid of the smell. And when it was completely dry, she ground it in a mortar, very, very finely. There was no emotion on her face. She just moved like a machine. There was only one thought in her head. One container of this powder should cover next month's insurance payment. Detective Lee eventually found the country's only expert on pesticide poisoning, Professor Hong, an alias. After looking at the death certificates, the professor said instantly, "This is paraquat poisoning." Chloe, paraquat is the main ingredient in an herbicide called Gramoxone, and it's so horrific it's known as the pesticide of death. There's no antidote. If you drink it, your lungs slowly harden like stone, and you die over several days in absolute agony. But what was strange was that paraquat has a disgusting smell and a blue color, making it nearly impossible to secretly poison someone with it. Just as the case was about to hit a dead end, the detective got a call. It was the SIU. "Detective, No Jin-ah just filed another insurance claim. This time it's for her daughter." At that same moment, in a hospital bed, the daughter was painfully gasping for air. The poison, mixed into the food she ate at home, had already spread throughout her body. Beside her sat her mother, No Jin-ah, holding her hand tightly with tears in her eyes. "My dear, it's okay. Mom is right here. Mom will make everything okay." The daughter reportedly felt sorry, thinking her mother was so sad because of her. She was holding the hand of the devil leading her to death and thinking, "Thank you." The detective raced to the hospital like a madman. He begged the doctors and urgently secured a urine sample from the daughter before the poison could metabolize and disappear. At the same time, he requested a warrant to exhume the mother-in-law's buried body. The results were horrifying. Paraquat was detected in the mother-in-law's lungs and in the daughter's urine. All the evidence pointed to one person, No Jin-ah. When they searched her house, they finally found it, hidden in a seasoning container, the devil's seasoning. When arrested, No Jin-ah initially held out, only admitting to killing her second husband, but her recovering daughter asked to see her. Finally, face to face, her daughter tearfully asked her, "Mom, did you really try to kill me?" No Jin-ah hung her head, just repeating that she was sorry, and confessed to everything. She was sentenced to life in prison, but after the trial, something truly unbelievable happened. The daughter, the one her mother tried to murder, submitted a petition to the court asking for forgiveness for her mom. Chloe, I can't understand it. Even though it was the mother who pushed her to the brink of death, she was still her mom, and she pleaded for her forgiveness. Can we ever really understand a heart like that?